Hello and welcome. Andrew Goodman here, bringing you another tutorial on Affinity Photo for the iPad. This is a very exciting video where I'll be teaching you how to remove the background from a photo, and you'll be amazed with the results. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to get royalty-free photos from the internet, importing a photo from Google Chrome right into Affinity Photo as a new project, working in the selections persona, how to use the Smart Selection brush tool, making a selection, refining that selection, masking the selection, adding a new background layer. As another example, we'll also use the Smart Selection brush on another photo, some photography tips for getting the best results when wanting to use the Smart Selection brush, looking at the different selection output options, and much more. So let's get into it. Normally the first thing I do is go into Affinity Photo, but we're going to change things up today and we're going to go into Google Chrome. You can go in Safari too, it's just personal preference. I've been using Google Chrome for years, so that's just what I like using. Maybe that'll change in time, who knows. The web page I've loaded up just beforehand is unsplash.com. Unsplash is a really good website, and there's other websites like it where you can download photos royalty free. Professional photographers and other photographers have taken brilliant photos and they have uploaded them to Unsplash and websites like this for us to use for free. I'll just go into the license here just to see the Unsplash one. All photos can be downloaded and used for free. Brilliant. For commercial and non-commercial purposes, brilliant. No permission needed, although attribution is appreciated. It's absolutely brilliant for the like of me doing a YouTube tutorial. The only places where the photos can't be used is sold without significant modification. I actually searched for an image beforehand, and we'll give Adrian some love here. Adrian Fernandez. Adrian, thank you very much for this photo. This photo is the exact photo which we want today. I want to try to cut out this lady's hair, and it's not easy to cut this out in Photoshop or Affinity Photo or any application. So we're going to download it and see how well we can do it in Affinity. So download for free, download, and there we go. And we can actually open this image straight into Affinity Photo from here. So if we go to open in, and there's lots of options, save it in downloads, we can save it to files. But if we scroll across, and it's Affinity Photo's not here, but if we go to more, and scroll down to Affinity Photo. Affinity Photo loads up, and just like that, it's opened it in Affinity Photo. Just to make sure it is there, or just to show you, if we go back, it's here. Every time you start a new project in Affinity Photo, it takes this first space. And it's also named the project, the name that the photo was saved as, but that's okay, we won't worry about that at the minute. So there we go. This is a really nice photo, really challenging photo. If I wanted to cut out this hair, we used the pen tool, or I showed you the pen tool a few videos back. This would be an absolute nightmare to do in the pen tool. The only bit that would be fun in the pen tool is this here bit, and would get to the end of her nose, and the rest would be awful. So we're going to do something very exciting, or at least I find very exciting. We're going to go into the selections persona. Again, if you haven't seen other videos, Affinity Photo uses personas. We normally stay in the photo one, but today we're going into the selections, and we're going to hit the Smart Selection brush tool. First of all, our contextual menu appears with lots of different options. The width, which can be controlled by going up and down, or left and right, or even if you just hit a value, say 20. We'll maybe just do it a wee bit higher than that. Snap to edges, all layers. We won't worry about these things just at the minute. Let's see. Yeah, about that size. So I'm going to try to do a decent enough job of selecting this hair. I'm not being too precious about the selections. All this looks quite good. Some of this hair isn't great. I will probably need to lower the brush size just a wee bit. First of all, I'm just trying to get all the hair. And I'll maybe lower the brush size. Again, it's nice visually that you can see it being lowered around about what, 40, 43. Now, we use the add mode, which is adding to the selection. There's also subtract, which is what we're going to do. do now. So just by hitting subtract or by clicking on subtract, you can go to add or subtract. We're going to subtract now, and we're going to try to get in. Again, we're not going to be too precious about getting every little bit. See, I've missed a wee bit there. If you do that, you can add this bit again. And it's done a pretty good job, as you can see, of adding that in. So I'm just going to subtract as much as I can. Just trying to be a wee bit tidier. Again, 2 fingers. If you're not in hand tool, 2 fingers will just move the canvas. And that's not too bad. That's not too bad, but it's not brilliant. And that's where this refine tool comes into. So if I click refine, straight away you can see it does some madness here. The background has turned pink, or really it's not the background. What's not selected is pink. So anything that's not selected is pink, and anything that is selected is still its right color. So you can see if we were to make this selection now, it wouldn't be great. So much of the background of the hair being shown. Again, there's a few modes. We can either click in the menu here to see them. We can go to overlay or black matte. I don't really like using the black matte. There's white, which isn't too bad, but in this occasion, seeing the background was pretty close to white. I'm not going to use white. Transparent's okay, but again, you can't really see what we're working with. Black and white preview of the mask. And then overlay. Overlay is the best. Now that we're in the refine tool, this is the refine brush. So simply, I'm going to get to maybe around that's close to 119, 120. And I'm going to go around here. We'll look at these things in a second. So again, just 2 fingers to pinch in. And simply, I'm just going to try and cover all this edge. I've let go. Look at that. That is absolutely brilliant. Just in that wee bit, you can see I wasn't too precious. We'll go into the different adjustments. Black's no good. White you can't really see, but the transparent you can start to see. The black and white preview is where the magic really comes. You can see where the magic really comes alive. You can tell I'm getting a bit excited, but this is really unbelievable. If you use Photoshop, if you use Affinity Photo, cutting out hair, if you've ever had to cut out hair, you can understand my excitement. This is a lot of fun. So you can see I'm not being too precious about where I'm trying to colour in. It's like colouring in for grown-ups, isn't it? But even more fun because Affinity does the work. So we'll just do it bit by bit. Look at that again. It really is amazing. Now you don't always get these kind of results, and I'm going to show you, after I do this, I'm going to show you something that just, you can't expect these results all the time, but in something like this, and you can even see there, we'll have to go back over it. I should maybe really zoom out a wee bit more, just to get all these wee bits. As that wee bit cleared up now, you can see, was it 2 or 3 times? I just had to go over it. But this is a lot of fun. I'm going to link the URL to this photo in the description below, so you can use this photo yourself for Affinity Photo. And after this tutorial, you really should download it just to see if it's as easy as I'm making out, because you'll really be impressed and you really have good fun. So that looks really, really nice. There's a wee bit down here. Let me get a wee bit tighter down here. That will maybe have to use the pen tool ever so slightly down there. But if I zoom out, black and white, white, transparent, look at that. That is absolutely amazing. And it hardly took any time at all. The brilliant thing about the Smart Selection brush, it's even done this here part, which normally I would use with the pen tool to cut out this. It's actually done a really, really super job. Really, really impressed with this, really impressed. And now we can make our selection. And to make the selection, we have a number of options. We can mask this. Again, I'm going to be going into masks in a video coming soon of what a mask is and why you should use them. We can make a selection on a new layer, or this will make it a new layer, or this will duplicate this layer with the mask, which is what I normally do. And then back to selection. So I'm going to new layer with mask, and I'm going to apply it. You see the wee white arrow here? This gives us more options of what to do. Whether we want to feather things, smooth things out. But you know what? I'm really, really happy with how this is looking. So if I simply apply, boom, that has done all the work. And that's really, really nice. Even the wee fine bits, super job. And if we go up to our layers studio, you can see what that selection did. New layer with mask. So if we turn this off, our other layer is still there. I like doing it just in case we want to ever go back to this layer. We won't need to, but it's just nice to have it. So we hide this layer, click into this. If we click this wee arrow, again, I'll be talking about masks in another video. And just to finish up this wee video, I'll put a color behind this just to see how well it looks, because it looks well when you're doing all this, but the proof is in the pudding when we put a color behind it. Simply clicking the plus icon. Again, we're going to be going into the layer studio an awful lot very soon, but all I want to do is make a fill layer. It's made it white. The reason why it's made it white is because if we go into the color studio, white is the color picked. If you had picked yellow, if yellow had already been picked, or black or blue or whatever, it would make it that color. But from here, we can change the color. We'll maybe make it a nice pinkish color. We'll go back to the layer studio, and we'll simply just hold down the fill layer and bring it below the mask layer and above this, and look at that. That is brilliant. This is really impressive. And this is it well zoomed in. And that is how we cut out hair in Affinity Photo using the Smart Selection brush. And it can be used for much more than just hair. It can be used on multiple subjects, multiple objects. It is absolutely fantastic. But as I said earlier on, you don't always get these results. I'm just going to show you a quick example of when I didn't just get the results I was looking for. So let's hit back. If we scroll down, we'll go into this. Some time ago, I made a Harry Potter poster with my kids. We'll just click into it. All on Affinity Photo. It's actually a time lapse or speed art of me doing a screen recording of this in one of my first videos on my YouTube channel. Feel free to check that out. But we're going to go into my son here and go into the selections persona again. Hit the Smart Selection brush. Make it around 100 or so. And it's not doing a bad job straight off. The reason why I took a photo in front of a green screen is because I do visual effects for my job, and I have a green screen. Green screen is absolutely brilliant for video work, as I'm sure most of you if you've seen any kind of behind the scenes movies, you'll know why. It's also not bad for photography, but I'm going to do another photo shoot soon, and I'm going to use a white background because I think that's going to be much better for this refined edge tool. So we'll see how we go. That's not a bad selection at all. That was very quick. If we hit refined edge, and straight away, again, it's not bad. We're going to go up and do some of this hair. We'll not go too much in. We'll just try to get the wee bits. We'll just do a wee bit of a section at a time. This here's probably the most challenging bit for the refined edge. And that's not bad, actually. This is much better than I remember it being at the time. And even all this is pretty good. See if we can clean this up a wee bit. Yeah, that's not bad. Normally I use the pen tool to go around the body. And certainly the wand. Why don't we just go over the wand too? I think the pen tool is better at doing this because you are so precise with it. Let's have a wee preview. That's pretty good. That is better than what I expected. It kind of looks like there's a wee bit more artifacting in this, especially around here. Maybe try and do that a bit before and after. Maybe a slight improvement. Still pretty good, transparent. You can see down here, this here's the rim of his glasses is a wee bit more faded. Yeah, black and white. This is a mask again. I know I keep saying it. We will be looking at masks again. But the white area is the area that's selected and will be shown. The black area won't be shown. If it's grey, it will be a bit see-through. So you really don't want grey. You don't want grey in the glasses. You don't want grey in the wand. And obviously with these bits of the hair, well, they are a wee bit see-through, so that's okay. So I'm just going to put the output again to new layer with mask. I'll try just new layer this time and apply. So by selecting new layer, if we go up the layers, these layers are a wee bit messy because I've worked with them before, but it's just put our cutout on a new layer, so it's not masked out, which is okay. We'll talk about why that can be good, why that can be bad on another video. But if we zoom in, that's pretty good. You can see here where it was grey just a few seconds ago, it is a wee bit see-through. So what I would probably do is duplicate the previous layer and cut around this with the pen tool. And the hair's okay. Not as good as the previous example. There's just a wee bit more artifacting about, and I think that's because the contrast between the subject and the green background wasn't as good as the subject and the white background. And that's why in my next photo shoot, I'm going to be experimenting with a white background. All this because there's more of a contrast. It's come out better than the hair, but you can actually, if you zoom in, you can still see some artifacting. So a white background would be better, and you can even see it down there a lot more. So it's done a decent job. It's would you use it professionally like this? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I would still be inclined to cut it out with a pen tool. I think it's a much better and neater job. But if you're doing something quickly, or if it's just a quick task you need to do, this is much quicker than using the pen tool. Much quicker. We'll go back into our first project. We'll hide these two layers, so we just have this layer, and we'll talk about selections. The reason why I'm talking about selections in this one rather than the Harry Potter one is I had a lot of layers and a lot of mucking about in that last one, so this will just keep it a lot cleaner. We'll go into the selections persona, go to the smart selection tool, bring it up to about 200, and this will vary. We'll do it very quickly just to see how good a job it does it. So maybe subtract just a few of these wee bits. Refine edge, and let's see, around 50, that looks okay. We'll just very quickly. So we're not zooming in this time, just to see how Affinity takes it in one big batch. And this would be amazing if it works first time. It's taking a bit longer, and that is amazing. So that's cut down the time that I did the first time. And you can see it's just as good. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So we'll talk about selections. If we hit apply now, that's simply going to have our what you call marching ants, and it's simply going to select the layer and do nothing. From here we can do a mask or different things. I'm just going to go back. we'll maybe need to, yeah, we'll just do the, because it's so quick, we'll do this again. So the first button we hit, oh, it just hasn't done as good as a job that time. That's us now. So selection will just select the subject. If we do mask, it will apply a mask to the layer we were working on. If we go back, again, we're just going to have to do this every time. I'll maybe speed this up. New layer, which is what we did with our Harry Potter subject just a few minutes ago, and hit apply. It will just make a new layer of the cutout. So not masked, so completely cut out, and there's no way of getting that information back, but we still have the layer below it if we do want to work it. So we'll go back again, refine edge. This is definitely good practice for me and you if you're following along. Again, I'm going to link this photo in the description below, and I would encourage you to download it just for you to try it yourself, and you really will be amazed at just how much fun it is. And then new layer with mask, that's what we did in the first instance, and then back to selection. So we started there, so we'll end there. New layer with mask, apply, and that's our layer. So we'll hide that and just reveal those two again. And there we go, the Smart Selection tool in Affinity Photo for iPad. Unbelievable. So there you have it. Please feel free to like this video if you found any value in it. Please subscribe, as I'm going to be bringing out more videos like this every week. Please feel free to comment below and make suggestions about what videos you would like to see in the future. And if you like this video, you might also like this video where I teach you how to cut out an object with the pen tool in Affinity Photo. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.